Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today I found a new map, 20 most populous cities, 20 locations, one from each of 20 most populous cities around the world. No move recommended. Alright, well I thought we'd give this one a try. It was on the front page of GeoGuessr, but I see it says here no one has played this map yet. So that's new for us, and we see it's only got 20 locations, of which we'll see 5. So let's hit play, and we'll restrict ourselves to the no move setting and give ourselves a time limit. Let's see how we do. Okay, so I have no idea what the most 20 most populous cities are in the world, so that'll be sort of part of figuring it out, but they should be, you know, slightly more familiar. Qu'est-ce Fukara, cafe and restaurant. Okay, Tombik dinner, aloe packet. Asmaran. Right, this looks like a relatively touristy area, let's say. Let's have a quick look behind us, see if there's any sort of major clues there, and we do have one. Is that the Turkish flag? Yes, I think it is. Right. Well then, you know, possibly, and we see there Turkey as well, so that's good. Now that possibly means that we are, well, I don't know, maybe in Istanbul. I don't know if Istanbul is a popular city, but perhaps it is. We can't move here. I just already tried clicking and forgot that we couldn't do that. So we'll have to stick with the clues that we've got. Unfortunately, the kind of dot matrix image on this bus doesn't give us much. It's all scrambled. And what do we have here? We've got Akbank, Midye. Do we have anything that could tell us kind of which city we're in? Obviously, I know Istanbul. Let's just take a look at Turkey and see from space what the biggest places are. We've also got Ankara, Adana, Gaziantep. You know, I'm inclined to go with Istanbul. It looks like, I mean, Ankara is a pretty big metropolitan area, but so, you know, if you see to the east of Istanbul here, you know, so is it, for example. So I think I'm going to stick with that. And looking in the east side, we've got these two hills here. Perhaps, I mean, I would say that sort of everything in here looks like the metropolitan area of Istanbul. So I'd be willing to include, you know, Pednik, for example. And we've got these two hills, and I don't know, perhaps it just feels like we're in one of those areas. We can see this hill here, for example. I mean, I know that that's much smaller than the one we're looking at on the map, but what else do we have? Bodj, yeah, see. There is a sign behind that tree, but unfortunately it's not much use. And look, we can see, it looks like we're on a relatively main road here, going sort of southwest-ish. So, you know, here's that's clearly a main road. I don't think we're on a motorway. So, you know, perhaps we're in here somewhere. I don't think we're going to get much closer, to be honest. Is there any way of telling which side of Istanbul we'll be on? We've got here a big bridge sign, so, you know, perhaps we're near there. And in fact, yes, in the distance, look at that. We can see a bridge, in fact. A huge bridge. Yes! That helps. That's looking dead east. Where's a big bridge? Right, so it looks like we've got two. But we're possibly here. And that bridge is going in which direction? Let's just double check. Sort of north. So we're on the south side of the bridge, looking west at it. I think that's going to put us somewhere in here. Pretty confident with that. Perhaps we're back here. And we were a little further back, but that is pretty close. And we were actually right on the waterfront, but I could not see that. So it must have been hidden from us by these buildings. And unfortunately, we just couldn't see that. But we got there in the end. That big bridge in the distance, which we saw in the last 30 seconds, really helped us get there. So that's good, I think. Pretty spot on, in fact. Play the next round. Right. So this will be a different most populous city. And it looks, I think we're in Japan, but I'm not too good with these sort of kanji. I don't know. That says something K-A-J-O, Keijo. So something Keijo could be, you know, who knows, main tower. Keijo main tower. But presumably behind us then there's a main tower. And look, yes, there is. This is clearly some old castle. And I think this is actually in Osaka. I don't know. So obviously Tokyo is a massive city in Japan. I mean, it's absolutely ginormous. But I think the Osaka... Yes, there it is. Osaka Gozabun. Gozabun? Maybe. Boat. So that is Osaka, which I'm glad I kind of said before I saw that because, you know, nice to know that you're right. But yeah, this is Osaka then. So we're in Osaka Castle, which must mean that Japan, you know, also has Tokyo as a top 20 city. But Osaka is enormous. In fact, the metropolitan area of Osaka kind of blends in with Kyoto, which is a whole city unto itself. It's just ginormous. So now where is it? That's the next question. I assume it's going to be in the middle of town here. Osaka Castle. There we go. Yes. And it's on. We can see this this lake around it. It's not actually a moat, but it's a lake. We're on the other side of that, I think, looking up at the castle, and we're sort of to the north of it. So let's just kind of get our bearings spot on, shall we? We're looking almost exactly dead south at this, and slightly to the west. So that puts us slightly to the east. So I'm going to put a pin down here. If we look, I don't know, what is that, left? Just struggling to get my bearings a bit. We should see a bridge over the water, and I can't see one. Is this the bridge? Think it possibly is. Yes, it is. So I thought this was a viewing platform, like a raised platform, but it isn't. Obviously, it's a bridge going straight over the water. So that's actually where we are. And then we can see more water beyond us there. And just to get right, you know, we should see this sort of parking lot area behind us. So let's just get that nailed. That puts us there. And yes, we can see that car parking lot on the map there as well. So that's absolutely fantastic. We found it. This is beautiful, by the way. I have been here many, many years ago and really enjoyed it. Osaka and Kyoto, both worth... Oh, did I move the pin just then? Possibly. No, just checking I didn't move that by accident. Okay. Well worth a visit. So absolutely fantastic. And let's just, in the interests of time, we'll make a guess, but I'll leave you with the view of Osaka Castle. Yes, guess. Okay, doing so good so far. Touch wood. Where are we now? Well, this is just huge. And if we see into the distance there, there is a major landmark. Okay, this looks like India. But not 100% sure. And, oh, wow, look at this. We've got right behind us here this huge tower, this huge kind of archway. And if we were in any doubt, it says India right there. Now, the question is where? I think this is New Delhi. But possibly we're in, what's the city in the west called? It's just escaped my mind for a second. Mumbai, yes, of course, yeah. We're possibly in Mumbai, and I've gotten confused between these two before. I'm going to start with New Delhi, which is up here in the north. There we go. Let's check it out. And perhaps actually Delhi is the right name for where we are. We're looking for the old town. It's quite orderly in its layout. Where is it? Here. Yes, it is. And we've got here India Gate. And I think that is what we're looking at there because 1920s Triumphal Arch and War Memorial. Yes, that's right. And we're looking west at it. So that puts us actually on the east side. And we can see this ring around it, actually. This road that we're on here. And then it's cordoned off and you've got these lovely planters here with all these wonderful flowers and all the rest of it. Beyond it, it's hard to tell because this gentleman's in the way. But if we look the other way, so we're now looking west, we see in the far, far distance a very grand-looking building. And so we should be able to figure out what that is. So we're looking west here. Let's drag ourselves along. This is very much like Washington, D.C., really, where you have the kind of... you know, all these majestic buildings laid out in quite a structured way. Here we've got a garden. I think we're actually looking at this. So that's the Rashtrapati Bhavan, the president's official home with museum. There we go. So I think we found it. Pretty confident in that. And you can see the orderly layout. This is what I meant by the orderly layout here. Very symmetric down this line of symmetry here, which is called the Raj path. Just absolutely gorgeous, it looks like. So I think we found it. I'm just curious as to what's actually in the middle of... We're not quite in the middle of this hexagon. It's actually a lake here. There's a National War Memorial. But given that this says Triumphal Arch, I think we're right in front of the right one. And there's also nothing in our way, really, between here and the president's house at the far end. So I think we've got that spot on. Let's save ourselves 40 seconds and go for the guess. Yes, we have. Boom, spot on. 5,000 points. On to the next round. Very good. Now, what is this here? Quite an empty highway we've got here, so not much in the way of clues. This one could be trickier. Let's take a look. This looks like a bank. We've got here Eco Bank. Can't tell too much more than that from that sign. What's on this one? Again, pretty blurred out. I'm afraid I can't make out what's on that sign in terms of writing. So we've got some tulips on this building here. That's interesting. And another huge building here. Now, what does this say? Kiyoyasita. And, that's frustrating. Some more street signs here, but that's just all blurred to me, unfortunately. So, no good. Kiyoyasita. Cimenteri Delucala. Cimenteri Delucala. It's interesting. That's got a slight French kind of sound to it, doesn't it? Enfin, la 4G. So yeah, that's also sounds French. Now, where does that put us? So it feels like Africa. It feels like Africa. And looking at the people, looks African as well. We've got two security guards here, probably wondering what this person's doing taking photos, but hard to make out. They don't have any like national colours on them or anything. That's what I'm looking for, but there isn't anything there. What's on this side? We have yet to explore over here. We've got here the taxi, but the only number there, I think that just identifies the taxi as a kind of a license plate, which doesn't really help. And we've got this huge building here. So that just leaves us with, where our big African cities in French-speaking countries. Dear. And I think we're probably in West Africa, but I don't think we're in Northwest Africa. So I don't think like Morocco, for example. I don't think we're in Morocco. Possibly we're in Tunisia, but I have a feeling we're more down here. And I'm just looking. Nigeria, I don't think is French-speaking. We've obviously got Ivory Coast, which is, but is that a big place? I don't know. Similarly, Ghana, but is Ghana French-speaking? We've got Accra. I mean, Lagos is a huge city, but it doesn't feel like Nigeria. James Afane is the taker of this image. I'm not sure if we can infer anything from that. Let's look far into the distance. It's helped us before. Enfant la 4G. That definitely helps the French, but we need to make a guess now. So, Ivory Coast is obviously one, but I'm inclined to believe we might be in Senegal. Is Senegal French-speaking? I think it is. And are we in Dakar then? On one of these... Is Dakar? Dakar can't be a big city. It can't be a top 20 city. We're out of time, unfortunately, so I'm sticking with my pin. Interesting. We're in Kinshasa. Kinshasa. There we go. Or, no. Kinshasa, yes. We're in Kinshasa. That's amazing. Okay, right. Don't think this has come up on GeoGuessr before, at least not for me. You can see here, Boulevard du 30th of June. What's 30 in French? 30. So there we go. Okay. I mean, I wouldn't have guessed there. As you could tell, I was looking sort of in this region, so we're wrong there. But we're in the DRC, in Kinshasa. So that's fantastic. I'm really, really interested in that one. On to the final round. Okay, what do we have? It looks kind of a similar situation to the last one, but to be honest, let's have a look at this fellow here. Wow, look at that! Look at that fantastic. Well, both of them actually. Look at that fantastic clothing they're wearing. Madadgar, Fight Crime, Madadgar Arcade, PS Boat Basin. PS, what can we read into that? And Madadgar, that looks like Madagascar to me at first glance, but it isn't. Fight Crime, this is obviously some police booth, maybe, or maybe this is just an advert on top of whatever this building is. This doesn't look like Hindi, so I can't make that one out. What that is, I've got no idea. PS Boat Basin. Can we read into anything that? This is quite... Look at that clapped out old car there. Goodness. We've got a Shell petrol station. We've got some English there. Jaffa G's. Mehran. That doesn't sound too English, does it? We've got... This is kind of cut out, but it says Uzma Display AV Center. I think that's... As in, you know, audio-visual displays and stuff like that. Look at this young chap on his motorbike here. That's absolutely fantastic. I don't think he's the owner of that vehicle, but Ashgar Keymaker, all computerized key making, all cars, remote key making, smart key, all key programming, Honda Civic, City Toyota. Right, okay. And this is Arabic here. So is this Pakistan? Yes. Yes, it is. Packet says it right here. Pakistani Stock Exchange Limited. Ghani Osman Securities Private Limited. All right, fantastic. So we got the country. And again, just I swear I hadn't seen that sign before saying Pakistan. So kind of thrilled to have got that one already. Now we've got a few options here. We've got Karachi, Hyderabad, and also, but where's the... Islamabad. That's the one I was thinking of. Or Lahore, even. Right. So, I mean, it's going to be a guess now for me. It doesn't, unless we can figure it out. TREC, Pakistan Stock Exchange Limited. Galaxy. Now, the only other clue we had earlier was PS Boat Basin. So, you know, if that puts us in Karachi, because it's talking about some area of this, I don't know. I'm just going with Boat Basin, really. I've got no idea. I think I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with Karachi, but it could easily be. Obviously one of these other cities. I'm thinking possibly Lahore, to be honest. Islamabad, maybe. It could be either one. Oh, yes! Look at that. There we go. Well, the only reason I should have spent maybe a bit more time choosing a north-south road, actually, now that we think about it. But the only reason I went with it is because, you know, this is a coastal city, and we had that clue, if it was a clue, Boat Basin. And if you see here, we are kind of near a basin, so... Perhaps this is some kind of area, but it just says Block 8, Block 9, Block 7, Block 5. It doesn't say like Boat Basin area, unless this is... Boat Basin. Oh, it does say it. Yes. So the logic plays out. That is actually an area, Boat Basin. So, oh, well, I'm really chuffed with that. 1.5 miles away. We should have maybe spent a bit of more time just picking out a nice north-south road there, which I didn't really do. But... I was so unsure as to whether it was Karachi or not that I didn't really figure it was worth it, to be honest. So, well, that's pretty good. So, with the exception of the DRC, we did pretty well there, I think. We got Istanbul very close, actually right by the bridge at the snap of the last second, which was kind of... That bridge was so high in the sky, I didn't notice it to begin with. Kyoto, I was pretty confident with from the start. Same with New Delhi. The DRC had no idea, so happy to discover a new place there in Kinshasa. And Pakistan, actually, the logic played out. And although we weren't confident in it, we did pretty well. So I do encourage you all to go and play this map set. I've really enjoyed it, and it's one I'll try and remember to return to see the other 15 sites that we've not yet explored, and the 15 other most largest cities in the world. I forgot to mention the creator of the map in the beginning, so apologies about that, but it will be on the video. So thanks very much to whomever you are for creating this one. I've really enjoyed it, and I hope you have too. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.